This is DJ Supreme, and you are watching the History of the Eargasm Part 2, brought to you by Knowledge, Rhythm, and Understanding.
Bismillah, yo. 1, 2, 3, yo. From the old school to new school.
A typical night at the Eargasm went like this. We had an open mic session, so we would have people sign up for the open mic, and the open mic eventually ended up turning into the battle.
The open mic was going to begin at, let's say, 8:30 p.m. When that time came, we pulled the list. Ben Kenobi or whoever, because we did have a variety of DJs, but the main DJ was Ben Kenobi. Ben would throw some instrumentals on the ones and twos. We would call up whomever to the open mic night, and they would, give them a minute or two to spit, and they would grab the microphone and go for what they know.
Ultimately, that turned into the battles. Okay, so the battles at the Eargasm are legendary. They are definitely still talked about to this day. If you say the words, "Who's next?" then people would know that you are referencing the Eargasm, because that will be the chant when we will bring on another artist up to the stage.
As you know, if you love hip hop and have been around any kind of a open mic freestyle session or what have you, there's only so many times you can give a bunch of MCs a microphone and a beat and a battle not break out. I mean, it's just, I've seen those happen organically at parties everywhere I've ever been. Even if everyone starts out, it's all love to where, okay, just let's throw in some beats and just go around ciphering. Somebody says something that hits somebody a little hard, or somebody said, okay, I can come harder than that, and before you know it, even if it's just a friendly battle, a battle's gonna break out. So that was just the natural evolution of having, MCs, a stage, a microphone, and some instrumentals. The battles were gonna happen.
Basically, we would have anyone that wanted to battle sign the list, and we would call them up to the stage 2 by 2, and they would battle each other, and it would be kind of like a tournament style, if you will. And there's actually and this is something that my wife always made notice of, and I never really paid much attention to it, but she often talks about the similarities between what we did at the Eargasm and what took place in Detroit that was seen in the movie 8 Mile, which actually derived from the shows at St. Andrews and the Shelter. There's similarities, but I'll just say it like this. I don't think any one was stolen from the other. I just think at that time that was the atmosphere in hip hop. Battle rap and battle culture was had really sprouted legs and was beginning to take off. So yeah, the similarities are there, even with Proof and myself both having locks. So, but like I said, I wouldn't say one was stolen from the other. It was a great moment in time for both. Having said that, I think our battles were the best, because the MCs that came and graced the stage and battled each other on the Eargasm stage, those MCs were relentless. They were hungry.
You just mad cause I'll be the tightest and the whitest. Turn the lights off, I'm shooting low. But it don't matter cause I still got the best flow.
It don't matter when I flow, we still in the red zone. These brothers think you're white, get just a red bone.
I don't remember exactly when it happened, but one night, Supreme said, hey, let's go over to my crib, and a bunch of people went over to the spot. Supreme laid down some tracks, and as Supreme was making the beat, people were vibing, and you would see people with coming up with rhymes on the spot. After the beat got created, everyone wanted to hear everyone else's verse, so you get around the room and you spit your verse. It would be on a Thursday night. Some people had to work next day, some didn't. Some had class the next day, some didn't. And a lot of us, you know, you were in a good headspace at that time. You had been blessed by hip hop, and it was a vibe that you weren't ready to quite give up at that point in time.
Some of the acts and groups and performers at the Eargasm, we've had many on a local level and to a national level. We got a lot of people their start. First time that some of these artists even performed, the first time they've ever performed on a stage was right there at the High Note Lounge at the Eargasm. Artists like Attitude, artists like Red Light District, artists like Abstract Chemistry, Orion Pax and Anomaly Crew, OTL, Apartment B. There was a lot of great groups on a local level. And then when you go with the national artists that have stopped through, we've actually had the New York City Breakers come through. We've had Issues from Athens, Georgia, great battle MC and just all around great artists. We've had Tarak, also known as Lax, from Detroit. He stopped through. We had Truth Universal, also out of New Orleans. We also had Lions Den from ATL, Soul Uprising. So we had the Precise Elements crew. We had Lil Egypt from Brooklyn, New York. So we had a lot of great artists. So the DJs that would spin at the Eargasm, quite possibly some of the best DJs in Birmingham for different reasons. DJ Effects, who has been a friend of mine for years, since the 90s, possibly the best mixer in Birmingham. Technologically astute. He knows all of this stuff, especially when it comes to the new technology that's out there. He's very big on that, and just a great person. But his skill set, like I said, he knows all the ins and outs as far as tricks and all of that. So DJ Effects definitely was a winner, and it was a must that we had him as part of the Eargasm. DJ Heron Sparks, big shout out to him. Great DJ, also a great beat maker. So I think a lot of his skill set went into his ability to make beats, and he applied that to how he was on the turntables. You know, how he spun was directly related to his beat making prowess. Ben Kenobi just had great taste in music and had great crates. His crates was deep, and so we knew that the audience would really appreciate just how deep he could go with the music. A lot of these artists came up with us on the scene, and we've actually got to see them grow and expand on their artistry, and they got their start right here at the Eargasm.
I specialize cause I'm a specialist, special because I'm blessed with this. Honeys like the cleverness, thugs they show me reverence. Raised in New York State with New York place. You would shut your stuff if you knew your place. Sublimely I take life serious.